The Bell 360 Invictus was never meant to be just another helicopter. From the very beginning, it was designed to challenge how the U.S. Army thinks about reconnaissance, speed, and survival in modern warfare. To understand why the Invictus matters, we must first understand the problem it was created to solve. For years, the United States relied on the OH-58D Kiowa Warrior as its primary armed reconnaissance helicopter. It was agile, dependable, and battle-tested. But technology moved forward. Enemy air defenses became faster, smarter, and more lethal. The Kiowa, despite its legacy, could no longer survive in contested airspace. When the Kiowa was retired, a dangerous gap was left behind. The Army needed eyes in the sky, but it needed those eyes to move faster, think smarter, and survive longer than ever before. This is where the Future Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft program was born. The FARA program was not about copying old designs. It was about redefining the role of reconnaissance in a digital battlefield. Bell responded with a bold idea. Instead of building a heavier helicopter, they chose to build a faster and more efficient one. The Bell 360 Invictus uses a single main rotor design paired with a powerful engine optimized for speed. Its narrow fuselage is not an aesthetic choice. It is an aerodynamic decision aimed at reducing drag at high velocity. Every curve of the Invictus has a purpose. Every surface is designed to move air efficiently. Unlike traditional helicopters that rely almost entirely on rotor lift, the Invictus incorporates small wings. At higher speeds, these wings generate additional lift, reducing the load on the rotor system. This allows the aircraft to fly faster without pushing mechanical limits. Speed here is not about setting records. It is about survival. In modern combat, the longer an aircraft stays exposed, the higher the risk. The Invictus reduces exposure time by arriving quickly and leaving even faster. But speed alone would mean nothing without control. The Bell 360 Invictus is designed to remain stable and responsive even at high speeds. Advanced flight control systems help pilots maintain precision while maneuvering aggressively. This allows the aircraft to operate confidently in complex terrain such as mountains, urban environments, and dense forests. Inside the cockpit, the philosophy changes completely. Instead of cluttered analog gauges, the Invictus uses a modern digital interface. Large multifunction displays present only the most relevant information. Data from sensors, maps, and friendly units is fused into a clear operational picture. The pilot and co-pilot are not overwhelmed. They are informed. This aircraft is designed for teamwork between human and machine. Automation handles routine tasks, allowing pilots to focus on mission-critical decisions. One of the most important features of the Invictus is its open systems architecture. This means new sensors, weapons, and software can be added in the future without redesigning the aircraft. It ensures that the helicopter can evolve as threats evolve. In a world where technology changes rapidly, adaptability is power. The Bell 360 Invictus was also designed with logistics in mind. Maintenance crews need fast access to components. Systems are simplified where possible. The goal is to keep the aircraft operational with minimal downtime. This matters more than it seems. An aircraft that is grounded for repairs cannot contribute to the mission. The Invictus aims to maximize readiness while minimizing maintenance complexity. Another key element of the Invictus philosophy is survivability through awareness. Instead of relying on heavy armor, the aircraft prioritizes early detection of threats. Sensors monitor the environment continuously. Warnings are delivered instantly. If danger appears, the Invictus does not wait. It moves. This approach reflects a shift in military thinking. Avoiding threats is often more effective than absorbing them. The Invictus is also designed to operate alongside unmanned systems. It can coordinate with drones to extend its sensor reach. This allows it to see beyond hills, buildings, and obstacles without exposing itself. In modern warfare, information shared at the right time can change outcomes. The Bell 360 Invictus is not meant to dominate the battlefield alone. It is meant to enable everything else. It identifies targets. It maps threats. It guides heavier platforms toward informed decisions. This is reconnaissance reimagined. And yet, despite its advanced capabilities, the Invictus remains grounded in practicality. Bell intentionally avoided experimental technologies that could delay deployment. Instead, they focused on proven engineering enhanced by smart innovation. This balance between ambition and realism defines the aircraft. The Bell 360 Invictus represents a future where helicopters are fast, intelligent, and deeply connected. A future where success depends not on brute force, but on speed, awareness, and coordination. To truly understand the Bell 360 Invictus, we must look at how it fits into the modern U.S. Army battlefield philosophy. The Invictus is not designed to replace heavy attack helicopters. It is designed to work with them. Where platforms like the Apache focus on firepower and endurance, the Invictus focuses on speed, intelligence, and positioning. Its mission begins before the first engagement and often continues after it ends. The Invictus enters contested areas early. It observes, analyzes, and relays information. It builds a real-time picture of the battlefield that commanders can trust. This aircraft is about seeing first and deciding first. One of the most important aspects of the Bell 360 Invictus is how it changes reconnaissance from a passive role into an active one. Instead of simply watching from a distance, it shapes the flow of operations. It identifies safe routes. It detects potential threats. It helps ground forces move with confidence. In modern conflicts, hesitation can be costly. The Invictus reduces uncertainty. Another key strength of the aircraft is how it integrates into networked warfare. The Invictus is not isolated. It shares data continuously with ground units, command centers, and other aircraft. This constant flow of information creates synchronization. Everyone sees the same battlefield. For pilots, this means fewer surprises. For commanders, it means faster decisions. For the mission, it means efficiency. The Bell 360 Invictus also reflects a shift in how speed is valued. In the past, helicopters were limited by rotor design and aerodynamic drag. Bell challenged that limitation. By combining a streamlined fuselage with lift-assisting wings, the Invictus achieves speeds that were once unrealistic for conventional helicopters. This allows it to reposition rapidly without sacrificing stability. Speed here is tactical. It allows the aircraft to cover more ground in less time. It allows rapid response to changing conditions. But speed alone is useless without control. The Invictus maintains agility even at higher velocities. This gives pilots confidence in tight environments such as valleys, urban corridors, and uneven terrain. This is not an aircraft built for straight lines. It is built for complex spaces. The cockpit design reinforces this philosophy. Everything the crew sees is intentional. Information is layered, prioritized, and filtered. Instead of forcing pilots to search for data, the aircraft brings data to them. This reduces workload and increases situational awareness. Another defining feature of the Invictus is its adaptability for future missions. Its open systems architecture allows new capabilities to be added without major structural changes. As sensors improve, the aircraft can evolve. As software advances, the aircraft can upgrade. This future-proof approach is critical in long-term military planning. The Invictus is not just a response to today's threats. It is preparation for tomorrow's uncertainty. The aircraft also reflects lessons learned from recent conflicts. Visibility, coordination, and rapid movement often matter more than sheer presence. The Invictus does not stay in one place longer than necessary. It observes, communicates, and moves. This reduces risk while increasing effectiveness. From a logistical perspective, Bell emphasized simplicity. Systems are designed to be accessible. Maintenance procedures are streamlined. This matters because readiness defines availability. An aircraft that is easier to maintain is one that flies more often. The Invictus also supports distributed operations. It can operate from forward locations with limited infrastructure. This flexibility allows it to stay close to the mission area. Modern warfare is not centralized. The Invictus reflects that reality. For the U.S. Army, the Bell 360 Invictus represents a philosophical shift. It is not about dominance through size or weight. It is about dominance through information and speed. This aircraft embodies a future where intelligence arrives before force, where clarity replaces guesswork. And this is why the Invictus captured so much attention. It represents not just a new helicopter, but a new way of thinking about reconnaissance, survivability, and battlefield awareness. To understand the deeper importance of the Bell 360 Invictus, we need to look at why the U.S. Army even pursued a program like this in the first place. Modern battlefields are unpredictable. Threats are faster. Decisions must be made in seconds, not minutes. The Army recognized that traditional reconnaissance helicopters were no longer enough. They were effective, but they were designed for a different era. The Invictus was created to operate in a world where information dominance matters more than raw force. This aircraft was designed around awareness. It gathers data continuously. It processes information quickly. It delivers clarity when confusion is most dangerous. This is what separates Invictus from older platforms. Another critical aspect is how the Invictus complements larger aircraft rather than competing with them. Heavy attack helicopters bring power. The Invictus brings precision. Together they create balance. The Invictus moves ahead, identifies conditions, and prepares the environment. Larger platforms then operate with better intelligence and reduced risk. This teamwork defines modern air operations. The Invictus also demonstrates how design philosophy has evolved. Instead of building around weapons first, Bell built around mission flow. How fast can information move? How quickly can the aircraft reposition? How efficiently can pilots understand their environment? Every design choice answers these questions. This is why the Invictus looks different. Its shape is not cosmetic. It is functional. Even the wing structures play a strategic role. They reduce rotor load at speed and increase efficiency during forward flight. This allows the aircraft to sustain higher speeds without overstressing components. Efficiency equals endurance. Endurance equals presence. Another important factor is survivability through awareness rather than armor. Instead of relying solely on protection, the Invictus relies on detection, distance, and timing. It avoids danger rather than absorbing it. This reflects lessons learned from decades of operational experience. The aircraft is designed to be difficult to track, difficult to predict, and quick to reposition. That combination saves lives. From a training perspective, the Invictus simplifies transition for pilots. Familiar control logic and intuitive interfaces reduce learning curves. This means pilots can focus on tactics instead of systems. Training efficiency directly impacts operational readiness. The Invictus also aligns with how the U.S. military plans for long-term sustainability. It is modular. It is adaptable. It is designed to evolve. As threats change, the aircraft can change with them. This adaptability ensures relevance over decades rather than years. For the USA audience, the Invictus represents innovation without exaggeration. It is not marketed as invincible. It is presented as intelligent. This honesty is important. The aircraft does not promise domination. It promises advantage. That distinction matters. Even though the Invictus program itself did not proceed to full adoption, its influence remains significant. Design concepts, aerodynamic solutions, and system architectures developed for Invictus continue to shape future platforms. Innovation does not disappear, it transfers. The Invictus helped redefine expectations for speed, awareness, and integration in rotary wing aviation. Its legacy is measured not by deployment numbers but by ideas. And those ideas are moving forward. As military aviation continues to evolve, the principles behind the Bell 360 Invictus will remain relevant. See first. Move fast. Decide early. That is the philosophy this aircraft represents. As we move toward the final understanding of the Bell 360 Invictus, one truth becomes clear. This aircraft was never about spectacle. It was about direction. The Invictus represents a moment when military aviation paused and asked a deeper question. What does the future actually need? Not more noise, not more weight, but more awareness. The Invictus was designed to reduce friction between observation and action. It shortens the distance between seeing a problem and responding to it. This shift is subtle but powerful. In earlier generations, helicopters were expected to endure. In this generation, they are expected to adapt. The Invictus adapts through speed. It adapts through information flow. It adapts through smart integration. These qualities define relevance in modern defense planning. Another critical lesson from the Invictus is how design maturity matters. Bell did not chase extremes. They focused on balance. Every feature supports the mission without overcomplicating it. That balance creates trust. Trust between pilot and machine. Trust between commanders and data. This is how systems earn long-term value. The Invictus also demonstrates how future platforms are shaped long before they ever fly operational missions. Concepts are tested. Assumptions are challenged. Ideas are refined. Even when a program ends, the knowledge remains. The Invictus contributed to a broader understanding of how next-generation helicopters should move, see, and communicate. Those lessons now live inside future designs. For viewers in the United States, the story of the Invictus reflects how innovation actually works. Progress is not always linear. Not every advanced design enters service, but every advanced design pushes boundaries.
This video is created for educational and documentary purpose only. All narration, visual, and descriptions are original and AI generated. This content does not promote violence or conflict and focus solely on aviation, technology, history, and engineering innovation.